All right, so I think that I am live. It looks like it. This is actually the first time I'm going live here on YouTube, so we'll see. Hopefully it works. If you are here, please go ahead and just say hi in the comments. And would also love to hear where you're tuning in from. So yeah, as you're dropping in, just come and say hi in the comments. But super excited to get into this. We're gonna get into a lot of gut health goodness and talk about, how you can heal your gut to transform your health. All right, so before we get going, again, please go ahead and give this video a like if you're here. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. It's also just to make sure that you stay updated on upcoming videos as well. So I post gut health goodness every week. So yeah, definitely do that, and also hit the notification bell just to get a notification whenever I post something. So let me just think what else I wanted to say before we dive into this. But yeah, the masterclass, so this will be probably around 45 minutes. And yeah, we'll leave a Q&A till the end where you can ask any questions, gut health related. You can ask me any personal questions, whatever you want to know. Also to get to know each other. As well. But all right, this will also be very interesting to see if this works, but I'm gonna bring in a presentation, which I think, oh, hi, Gabriella, great, I can actually also see comments, that's good. Then I know that's working as well. So, let me just see here, All right, so, I think this should work. If you can see the presentation, if you're here, just let me know, but I'll get started. So yeah, welcome again. So good to have you here. So we're gonna talk about how to heal your gut, to basically to have more energy, feel more light, free, and vibrant. So this is definitely the masterclass for you if you are. So first of all, if you're at a stage right now where you're feeling, tired of constantly feeling low on energy and you're experiencing a lot of fatigue, you have digestive distress, that can be things like bloating, gas, diarrhea, nausea, etc. You might experience brain fog and anxiety. You might also be, scared to eat as you don't know what foods will actually trigger symptoms. You've tried, you're at a stage where you've tried a lot of different doctors, maybe even medications, alternative health approaches without, reaching your desired outcome. And you're just tired of not feeling like yourself, and you're looking for a natural, fun, and also highly effective approach to become symptom-free and just living your life to the fullest. On the other hand, this is not the class for you if you're looking for an overnight success solution or a magic pill. I promise you, if I had a magic wand, if I had a magic pill, I would definitely offer it. But unfortunately, there is no such thing. And also, you're not committed and willing to put in the work to transform your health. With that said, it's not supposed to feel overwhelming to work on your health, but there is some work required, and especially in the beginning. And finally, you have a poor negative attitude. If that's the case, then this is also not the class for you. All right, so during this masterclass, so what you'll discover is, first of all, how to restore your gut health naturally without going on strict diets or counting calories, how to increase your energy level without relying on artificial stimulants, the most powerful tool for taking back control of your gut health and overall well-being, and finally, why doctors haven't been able to help you and what to do instead. So my promise to you is that during this masterclass, I'll give you the exact step-by-step plan that I use to help my clients restore their gut health naturally in order to be free from digestive disorder, getting their energy back and simply feeling like themselves again. All right, so I just wanted to start by also sharing, this is one of my clients, Sarah, so just to share a bit about her journey, and as someone who's actually been doing and taking on this strategy as well. So when Sarah, when she came to me, she was struggling with everything from bloating, fatigue, but also anxiety, and was just at a stage where she didn't really know what to do moving forward, and had already been trying a few things. So, and just a few weeks into the program, so after really also diving into the underlying issue and creating a customized plan for her, she was experiencing more energy, less digestive distress, and just overall a better relationship with food as well. All right, so, and if you're ready to do the same, so if you are at a stage where you're just ready to, heal your gut and get your health or take back control of your health, then definitely drop a yes in the chat or in the comments below. All right, so before we continue, I'm gonna see if I can actually switch back to me. Awesome. So I just wanted to, if we haven't met before, I just wanted to briefly introduce myself before we actually continue. So my name is Anna. I'm a holistic health and nutrition coach. And basically what I do is that I help you to, heal your gut, to just regain your energy, feel more light, free, and vibrant in your body. And maybe just to go back a little bit, and I wanted to share a little bit about my story and how I actually ended up here. So from the age of, I would say, probably between like 16 to 24, I was struggling with an extremely bad relationship with food. I was having an eating disorder, and that led to, not only did it lead to a lot of gut issues, so I specifically was dealing with a lot of bloating, constipation, but also pain. But it also triggered things like anxiety, stress. I was, having a very low self-esteem, and everything kind of triggered one another, so it just became a very bad cycle. And eventually yoga came into my life, and that was really the gateway into my healing. So that was a space where I connected again with my body and with myself. And over time, it wasn't an overnight thing, but over time, I was really also starting to explore other things that would improve my health. So I started to dive into more plant-based eating, and that combined with the yoga was really when I started to feel improvements. So a lot of my gut issues were relieved, my anxiety, stress, all these kind of things. So it was definitely also my own healing journey that really got me very passionate about working with this and helping others and helping you to, heal your gut and do the same. And not necessarily that you need to come from having a bad relationship with food, but just the power of also healing your gut and how powerful that is in terms of, also transforming your health. So that was just a little bit about me if we haven't met before. And I'm gonna get back into the presentation. So, and now super excited to, be sharing the approach that I've used myself, and also that I've used with my clients as well. All right, let me just see here. All right, so just wanted to share one of my other students or clients before we dive into the different steps. So this is Anne-Marie, and before Anne-Marie came to me. So she had been, for years, she had been struggling with digestive issues, especially bloating, but also skin issues and acid reflux. And kind of the same, like she felt that she had been trying a lot of different things and I was just stuck in terms of what to do next. So, and what's really important for me is really to get to the underlying issue with things. That's really key when it comes to healing your gut and your health. So that's also what Anne-Marie and I did together as well, and creating a customized plan for her. And just within a month, like her symptoms were really starting to subside, and just feeling a lot better right now. All right, so we're gonna dive into the different steps. So the first one is to stop restrictive dieting and counting calories. And I wanted to talk about the low carb diet as an example, because the low carb diet is a very kind of hot and trendy diet, so to speak. And I also have especially a lot of women coming to me that have tried the low carb diet as a way to fix their health issues. But what usually happens is when you go on a low carb diet, you tend to cut out both the good and the bad ones. So and that's kind of where the issues can come in. So just first of all, just to explain the difference. So we have the good carbohydrates, also known as complex ones, and these are the kind of carbohydrates that don't create these crazy, spikes and crashes in your blood sugar level, also known as cravings. So good ones can be found in, vegetables, fruits, wholemeal pasta and bread, quinoa, beans, lentils, so pretty much plant-based foods. Then we have the bad carbs, also known as simple carbs. And these are the kind of carbs that create these, spikes and crashes in your blood sugar level, and usually leads to cravings. So you probably recognize a lot of these. So candy, cookies, white pasta, white bread, so more processed things, table sugar, soda, fruit juice concentrate, etc. So why carbs? And now I'm talking about the good carbs. So good carbohydrates, so they are the body's main source of energy. So we actually need to get carbs to have energy. And also another thing is that good carb foods, they're also packed with fiber. And fiber is essentially the food for your healthy gut bacteria. So you actually need to eat fiber to be able to heal your gut properly, to be able to feed your healthy gut bacteria so they can, grow and thrive down there as well. So including carbs and having good carbs in your diet is essential. And also another thing, so it's also been shown in studies, so this one is from Harvard Medical School, that eating 8 or more servings of fruits and veggies per day can actually lead to that you're 30% less likely to develop cardiovascular disease like heart attack or stroke. So this is also just to highlight that it's also just an investment for your future health and well-being. So basically, when you restrict yourself of the good carbs, you starve the gut bacteria, and this is what actually leads to poor gut health, and it can cause issues for you. And also restricting carbs, so it can also lead to things like fatigue, low energy, cravings, poor digestion, weight gain, but also mental things like anxiety and depression. So again, carbs are super, super important and essential for your health. All right, so what's the deal with calories? I just wanted to briefly talk about this, mainly, again, because it's a bit of a hot topic, and I personally, I'm majority of time I'm a big no-no when it comes to calories. And the main reason for that is just because calories, depending on where they come from, they can have such different impact on your body. So just to be able to explain this a bit easier, I just wanted to do that with a concrete example. So on the left-hand side, we have a Snickers bar, 200 calories. Right-hand side, we have a handful of almonds, also about 200 calories, but very different. So looking at the Snickers bar, so that mainly has processed, refined sugar, doesn't have any fiber, protein, vitamins, basically nothing good in it. It mainly has saturated fat, which is the kind of fat we want to keep to a minimum. And it's also just quick, non-sustainable energy. So usually, it just makes you want to come back for more. Then we have the almonds. So almonds are rich in fiber. We talked about fiber being the food for your healthy gut bacteria. Protein, vitamins, minerals, just a bunch of good stuff. And mainly has unsaturated fat, which is the good kind of fat, so healthy fat. And this kind of fat is actually key when it comes to absorbing certain vitamins as well. So very important to get unsaturated fat. And it's also sustainable energy, so it just keeps you full and satiated for a longer time, and that's also why it's been shown to support weight loss if that's one of your goals. All right, so I hope that just explained a little bit around with the calories. All right, so just in general, so restrictive diets, so first of all, they tend to set you up for failure in the long run. I don't know if you've tried a very restrictive diet. I mean, let me know in the comments in that case, but I'm sure you felt that it's very challenging to actually stick to it in the long run because it is very controlling and it takes away the joy around food and it just creates a bad relationship with food. And the final thing is also that it simply deprives your body of nutrients that it actually needs. So, and that's why my approach is, so it's about eating real wholesome foods. What I mean by that is just, to the best of your ability, eat food that is minimally processed. So that's just what I mean by real wholesome foods. And also that when it comes to plant-based foods, that you also want to get a good variety in. So the more different kinds of plant-based foods that you eat, the better for your gut health. And then another important part is to also listen to your body. And I don't mean in the sense that, if you feel like you're craving, candy bars, these kind of things, to lean into that, but more so listen to your body in terms of when it comes to food, what kinds of foods do you like? Is it more comforting meals? Is it lighter meals? This can also differ, from day to day, but also the amount as well. So really kind of listen also into to your hunger cues. Third thing is to eat mindfully. And I think especially today where, we live in a society that's moving very quickly. We have this almost 24/7 productivity mindset. So I know sometimes eating can be negatively hit by that. So it might feel very tempting to, eat while on the go or eat while you're working, these kind of things. But eating mindfully and taking your time to eat is a key thing when it comes to gut health. Then also moving that beautiful body of yours. So movement also plays, a really big part when it comes to gut health and healing your gut. It's like if you don't move, your gut doesn't want to do any work either. So, and it's really about finding something that you like. It's not that you have to go to the gym to make it happen. Find something that that you like and that gets your heart rate up. And finally, have fun with this. You know, whenever you're going through changes, even if there is work involved, it's important to also have fun with it. That's the best way of making it sustainable and making sure that you actually sustain it for the long run. All right, so feel free to also just let me know in the comments if things make sense, and feel free to also drop any questions that come up along the way. We'll just take them at the end in that case, but I hope everything makes sense so far. All right, so and why all of this works then? So first of all, this approach works because it supports a healthy gut, which is key for both physical and mental health. We're gonna dive into this topic shortly. Also increases energy level, and it's also a long-term, sustainable approach to health and well-being. And I just wanted to share another story and why this works also for the long run. So this is one of my clients, Lynn, and when Lynn came to me, she had been struggling with IBS, so irritable bowel syndrome, for over 20 years, and she was at a stage where she was getting very severe episodes, so to the extent that she couldn't eat or drink anything for several days. And of course, that only makes it worse in the long run as well. So again, when Lynn came to me, we really dove into the kind of underlying problem of things and creating a customized plan from there. And what's so amazing, even if Lynn, if she had been struggling with this for over 20 years, just within a few days of following this plans and putting in the work, she already started to feel a relief in some of her symptoms. And just within a couple of months, most of her symptoms were relieved. So with, IBS is actually a chronic disease, but you can actually relieve most of the symptoms. So really, she was able to take back control of her IBS. All right, so so step number 2 is about medications and supplements not being the answer. And I would say, before we dive into this, this is not to say that medications are never good. Absolutely not. Like, medications in some situations can be absolutely necessary. But I think what I see a lot is that medications are used as a quick fix solution, or it's simply being used in an isolation. So only medication, but not looking at food or lifestyle or these kind of things. So I just wanted to kind of make that clear before diving into this. So, and the reason for this is just because medications, they cover up the symptoms, but they don't actually address the underlying problem. And as I mentioned earlier, something that's really important whenever someone comes in and works with me is to look at, okay, what is the underlying problem, and really working from there as well. Someone who went through this, and I just wanted to share Stephanie's story because it really gives a good reflection on this as well. So before Stephanie came to me, she had been trying a lot of different diets, and especially very restrictive diets, to try and get her gut health back on track. But especially one of her goals was to, get off her high blood pressure medication. But just simply nothing had seemed to work so far. And then she was also starting to struggle with a good relationship with food, etc. So again, with Stephanie, we really looked at, okay, what is the underlying issue? Why are you on the high blood pressure medication? And just working from there and creating a plan from there. And after about a couple of months, Stephanie was actually able to get off her high blood pressure medication. So again, this is just to also just highlight the kind of power when it comes to really diving into the underlying issue of things. All right, and a final thing I wanted to share here is around supplements, and especially around probiotics. I think when it comes to probiotics, that's probably one of the most common questions I get. Should I take a probiotic? What kind of probiotic should I take? All these things. So first of all, I just wanted to mention that your gut is unique. So everyone has their unique setup in their gut. So that also means that there's not one probiotic that for sure works for everyone. So for example, I see Gabriella here, let's say one probiotic works for her, but doesn't mean that it works for me, for example. So that's why it's such a trial and error approach when it comes to probiotics. So it kind of comes down to a cost versus potential benefit, because it can actually take time before you find a probiotic that actually works for you. But with that said, probiotics in general are good. So it's kind of like healthy, very similar to healthy gut bacteria. But again, this is a very personal decision, and in terms of cost versus potential benefit, because a supply for 2 months can cost around $50. So this is something that's very much up to you. But I always say that if you don't feel any, significant changes after 4 to 6 weeks, it's not really worth continuing with that particular one. And also remember, there's no magic pill, so a probiotic will never fix all of your issues. It can be a helping hand, especially if you have very severe digestive issues. But just remember that it can never just, fix everything. All right, so step number 3. So now we're getting into the most powerful tool for mastering your gut health. And a question you might have is, okay, so what exactly do I need to do for optimal gut health? That's a great question. So it's really coming down to a plant-based diet in combination with non-diet approaches like stress management, emotional balance, movement, and sleep. And when I say plant-based diet, it doesn't mean you have to go 100% vegan to get the benefits. I get that question a lot. So I thought I'll just kind of highlight it here that, of course, if you want to go 100% plant-based, that's great. But if there are things that you still want to keep and that you love, that's totally fine. I usually say like the 80-20 rule is pretty good to use here. So why plant-based then? Because now I've said that it's really good to go plant-based. So basically, it's a very simple equation. We talked a little bit about this before. So your healthy gut bacteria feed on fiber. That's their food. That's what they need to be able to grow and thrive and to heal your gut and make sure your gut is healthy. And fiber can only be found in plant-based foods. So you don't find it in dairy, in meat, any animal-based foods. So you can only find it in plant-based foods. So that's why it's so important to get plant-based foods into your diet. Also in a study, this was also from Harvard Medical School, it was also shown that high levels of TMAO. So if TMAO, if this is a new term for you, it's just a chemical that is produced when you digest, red meat, eggs, chicken, and a fish. And that can actually increase the risk for cardiovascular disease and also chronic kidney disease. So it's just another reason to implement more plant-based foods. And some other good things. So plant-based foods also have 64 times more antioxidants compared to animal-based foods. So that's quite a significant number. And antioxidants are just really key for optimal health. They, you know, protect your body from different infections and diseases, etc. And another thing, this is a part that I really love. So eating more plant-based foods and a fiber, it also increases the production of something known as short-chain fatty acids. You don't need to remember this term, but that's just what they're called. And these guys just do some really amazing things. So they stimulate your immune system, they make sure your hormones are balanced, prevent cravings, you know, helps you have more regular and pleasant bowel movements, can also lower bad cholesterol level, and can also have a positive impact on your brain. And this is just a few things that they're doing. But again, introducing more plant-based foods and fiber will increase the production of these guys as well. And also some other amazing things. So it's also been shown that if you're eating a fiber-rich diet, you're also about 15 to 30% less likely to experience cardiovascular-related mortality. Also 16 to 24% less likely to get heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and colon cancer. So we have so many amazing reasons now to eat more plant-based foods. All right, so just to quickly summarize, so a plant-based diet will improve your gut health naturally, give you more energy, protect your body from, you know, nasty infections and diseases. It will also lower the risk for cardiovascular disease. All right, so, but yes, there's a but. Regardless of, you know, how many gut-loving foods you consume, having a very chaotic lifestyle with a lot of stress, lack of sleep, and exercise will simply do you no good, and vice versa. So this is really where the kind of more holistic approach also comes in. And I wanted to talk about one of my favorite topics. I'm not going to dive too much into this, but it's just to explain the importance of looking at it from a holistic point of view. So maybe you're by now familiar with the gut-brain connection, which basically just means that your brain and your gut are always communicating with one another, and they do that via something known as the vagus nerve. So just to explain a little bit how they influence one another. So your brain has an influence on your gut in the sense that it affects nutrient delivery, so how well you actually absorb vitamins from the food you're eating. It also has an impact on bowel movements, so how regular, how pleasant they are. Also on weight management, and also on your immune system. Yeah, so about 70% of your immune system is actually located in your gut. And then we have the gut, the influence there on the brain. So it has an influence on neurotransmitters. So for example, serotonin, which is your happy hormone. So about 90% of your serotonin, so your happy hormone, is actually produced in your gut. I know, it's like 90% is a lot. So just the fact, you know, that amount of happy hormones is produced in your gut is a good reason, I think personally, to actually take care of your gut. And it's also to make sure that the gut also then communicates up to the brain that you are feeling happy. And it also has an influence on, you know, the level of stress you experience, anxiety, and mood as well. Yeah, and if you have more questions on the gut-brain connection, just feel free to drop it in the comments, and we can take it at the end. And also, yes, I did wanted to mention this as well, because it's very interesting talking about the relationship between the gut and the brain. So in 2018, there was a study made in Germany where yoga showed the same positive impact on patients with IBS as a low FODMAP diet. So just quickly, if low FODMAP diet, if that's new to you, it's just a type of diet that's usually done when you have IBS, so irritable bowel syndrome. But basically, there were two groups, one practicing yoga, one doing the low FODMAP diet, and both groups had the same positive impact on their IBS. So that really also shows the power of, taking on a holistic approach, but also that working on your mental health and well-being is just as important as food. All right, just a quick recap. So we've talked about why you shouldn't adopt traditional diets and count calories for optimal gut health, why medications and supplements are not always the answer, and also why a combination of the right diet and lifestyle, like that combination, is the most powerful tool for your transformation. All right, and so we're at the fourth and final step. So, and that's all about creating a long-term sustainable solution, which I would imagine all of you want to do. And this really boils down to, creating habits that you'll stick to, and that's really about creating a new belief system and mastering your mindset. So your mindset plays a really big role in your health transformation. Because, when you go into something new with old or disempowering beliefs, it will just not set you up for success. It will just take so much longer to get to where you want to be. And another reason for this is also because your brain and your ego is simply out to protect you, but they can be very overprotective. So, you might have had situations where you're about to make a big decision or a change, and maybe you have this little voice in your head saying that you can't do it, you don't have the time, it just works for other people, whatever it might be. But it's usually, especially your ego, coming in and just trying to protect you. So it's just important to work through these kind of thoughts and beliefs as well. So, how do you effectively change your belief system in order to reach your desired outcomes? So, one of the best ways is really by working with a mentor who's been through, a similar journey or has helped others with the same or similar challenges. And the reason for that is just, working with a mentor, working together with someone, you just get a very clear and you get an individually customized plan. You get all the tools and the strategies to set you up for success. You have someone there who supports you, 100% on your journey and also holds you accountable. And also you get to your desired results much faster than doing it by yourself. So this is not me saying you can't do it by yourself. Just know it usually takes a lot longer when you do it on your own. And also another thing, and I wanted to bring this up because it's a little bit underrated in terms of the cost of not getting your health right. So just first of all, over 500,000 Americans spend around $50,000 per year on medicine, which is just a crazy amount. And we talked about medicine just covering up your symptoms and not getting to the root cause of things. Also, it can be the cost of lost income, from having to, if you have to take time off from work, if you are, missing out on a promotion, whatever it might be. Also, relationships might be hurting, from not being able to attend social gatherings, or, when you don't love yourself fully and you struggle from health issues, you can't be fully present for others. And I also speak from experience, like it's impossible. So this is kind of the thing, you have to love yourself first before you can actually love and be there for other people. And finally, just the cost of dealing with suffering and pain and not living your best life. All right, so how about a reality where you avoid all these unnecessary costs and you have access to an approach that works to restore your gut health and overall well-being in a quick and also cost-effective way? Sounds pretty good, right? So what you actually need to get there. So first of all, again, stop traditional and restrictive dieting. Understanding that medication and supplements are not the answer. Adopting a holistic approach where the right diet and lifestyle is combined. And also adopting new habits. So creating or having a new mindset around your health for a long-term and sustainable solution as well. All right, so now you have a choice. So as you can imagine, the information that we've, everything that we've gone through now, this is kind of just the tip of the iceberg to your health transformation. So now you can either, also as I mentioned, you can try it on your own, or you can get a proven step-by-step plan, at your fingertips, and also have 100% support and accountability. So if you decide on the second thing, if you decide to work with me, nothing is held back. You kind of just have to follow my lead, and there are no crazy diets, no quick fix solutions. I'm very clear that I don't offer that, but it's only long-term sustainable healing. And I'm really on a mission to help you heal your gut, to be free of things like digestive issues, fatigue, and anxiety, but most importantly, to have your energy back and feel light, free, and vibrant in your body. And this is something that we do inside my Your Healthy, Happy Gut program. So the women I mentioned before are a part of this program, and it's a program I've really just put my heart and soul into because it's just built to give you the results that you deserve. So why did I create this? Why am I doing this? So for a few different reasons. So the biggest issues that I see out there are either, again, quick fix solutions. It's not my thing at all. But also diets that are actually doing more harm than good for your gut health. And also the focus on fixing the symptoms, so just covering up the symptoms and not getting to the underlying issue. So I basically just wanted you to have the best, possible approach for healing your gut, and, as a result of that, transforming your overall health and well-being as well. Just to share, this is one of my students, Charlene, who is in the Your Healthy, Happy Gut program. So I just wanted to also share her story and just, again, to highlight also what is possible as well. So very similar to some of the other ladies that they've been struggling with digestive issues and health challenges for a very long time, and just getting to a stage where it's getting difficult to know what the next step is. And with Charlene, she came to me and had been struggling with bloating, gas, fatigue, and just feeling sluggish and a heaviness in her body. And again, after getting to the root of her issues and creating a customized plan, so about after a month into the program, most of her symptoms were actually relieved. And something I love about Charlene's story is that she got some bonus results. So she had been struggling with rosacea for years, And when she joined, it was actually at its worst. But after just 1 or 2 months, most of it was actually gone. And she also had the bonus of losing 3 kilos without dieting. So that's also a bonus that can come, on weight that that you don't want can also be lost as well. All right, so if you are ready to do this, or if you want into the program, I just want to share a bit how the process works in that case. So first of all, the program is definitely not for everyone, and some of the things that you kind of need to fulfill criteria. So first of all, you have one or several health challenges that you're ready to start working on now. So not in 6 months. It has to be something you're ready to start working on now. You're serious also about getting your health back on track, and you're ready to commit to a proven plant-based and holistic approach to solve your health issues. And finally, you have a positive attitude, and it's also important that you know in your heart that you deserve to work on your health. This kind of also comes in when we talked about the mindset as well. So if this sounds like you, then you're definitely invited to apply for the Your Healthy Happy Gut program. How that works is that, we'll jump on a free 30-minute call where the intention is just for me to, understand your current gut health issues, overall health issues, where you want to be with your health, and if I can help bridge that gap. It's also important for me to see that it's also a right fit for you. So, and if you're feeling still, in doubt if you're ready, some other things to consider is, once you actually start working on your health, how light and free you'll feel in your body. You'll have less sick days, more productive days. You'll be filled with energy, simply doing what you love. Spending more time with loved ones, and just feeling happier, less anxious, and with more clarity on things. So if you're ready to heal your gut, if you're ready to take back control of your health, then definitely book your free session with me. It's very easy to do that. I probably also can add the booking link to the comments. I'll figure that out somehow. But otherwise, this is just where you go to book that call with me, and we can just have a quick chat around everything. So it's just calendly.com/nourishedwithanna/gut health 30. But also try and see if I can put that in the comments. And you'll see the times in your own time zone, so you don't need to worry about changing that in any way. All right, so we went a bit over time. I apologize for that, but I hope this was helpful for you, and thank you so much for taking the time for being here, for listening as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. And if you're here watching the replay, definitely also just post your questions in the comments, and I will get back to you as well. Yeah, I can see Andy, you're here as well. So good to see you. Yes, eating the rainbow. Love that. That's a very good explanation when it comes to how to bring in more plant-based foods into your life, is to actually eat the rainbow. All right. Well, again, thank you so much for being here. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions on anything. Here to support you.